Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Red Gaming Tech video. My name's Amata and I hope you've all had a great holiday so far. Today we're going to get stuck straight in to some news from Intel, specifically Arc Alchemist. I'm pretty damn excited for what Intel has to offer, not only with Alchemist specifically, but with Arc in general, especially in the discrete GPU space. But today we have some fresh leaks as to what Intel's plans are for Alchemist. So, this leak comes to us from the Board Channels forum, so as always, this is a rumour, take it with the usual required pinch of salt TM, but with all that in mind, basically what this person is stating that we will not see these GPUs actually launch until March of this year. Now this is a bit of a pushback. We heard that Intel Arc was originally planned to be released in January of next year. They're basically saying that it has been pushed back 3 months to March itself. Now they also have some information on a couple of the SKUs here for Intel's Alchemist. We're going to be seeing 2 SKUs release, at least at first. We're going to be seeing one with 512 execution units with 16 gigabytes, and then we're going to be seeing a 12 gigabyte variant with 384 execution units. And once again, the performance here is being compared to the RTX 3070/RTX 3070 Ti, and the 12 gigabyte variant is comparable to the RTX 3060/RTX 3060 Ti. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, that is far from the first time that we have heard that comparison for Intel's Alchemist. We have said a billion times at this point that Intel are going to begin with mobile for Intel's Alchemist, and that we're going to be seeing discrete graphics launch later on. However, we have seen recent confirmations from Intel. Raja Koduri himself confirmed recent rumors that we had discussed that they are working on 3 architectures at once. Basically, they're going to have a very fast-paced, aggressive roadmap for Intel's Arc. And we've been hearing that we will see a 8 to 12 month gap between the launch of the first gen and then obviously the launch of the next one. As for when we'll actually see the launch of the desktop discrete GPUs, we've been hearing late Q1/Q2 for, again, the desktop discrete GPUs, but once more, it is going to be mobile first, which is something that we've been hearing time and time again, as is of course these performance metrics of a bit roughly being comparable to an RTX 3070/3070 Ti, and then the lower end variant being 3060/3060 Ti. So this just pretty much goes along with all our recent reports and the stuff that we've been discussing recently in our Intel XE video. Go check it out on the channel if you haven't already watched it. But it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what's going on with Intel Arc. Of course, we are expecting their company to give an update on what's going on for Arc Alchemist GPUs during their CES 22 press conference, which is scheduled for January the 4th. And I think we're all going to be watching that with a lot of anticipation to see exactly what's going on. But I would not be surprised to see the rumors turn out to be pretty accurate, that they're going to be doing mobile first, because mobile is a really important market space for both AMD and Nvidia. And it's smart from Intel to target that first and then focus on defeating the flagship when it comes to the following architectures in the Arc roadmap. In fact, we've been hearing that it's that second addition to the Intel Arc roadmap that will actually compete against AMD and Nvidia at the top flagship end of the graphics card scale. So obviously we're going to have to all wait and see. But speaking of AMD, we have some very interesting comments from Lisa Su regarding the ongoing very high demand for both the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Now obviously this console generation is far from normal. You know, we do not normally have supply shortages this bad. You know, when you're literally having to sign up to every "hey, email me when there's some available" sign up service on the face of the earth is not exactly a great situation. And then obviously even when you go to the website in question or whatever, you are fighting against other gamers who haven't been able to get one, and you know, scalpers and all that sort of thing. It's not been great in that regard, but we have still seen some insane demand and some insane production going on from AMD for both the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and during their recent financial earnings call with investors, Lisa Su was asked about the current supply situation and seasonality. Now, according to her, and I will go through her full statements, but she did say that they will be ramping up production of chips next year, and she expects 2022 to be another strong year for both companies. However, she said, quote, "Well, I think first of all, I think the console business, this console cycle and all, when you look at it, this in totality, has been amazing. I mean, if you think about the strength of the cycle, now we're deep into the second year, and the fact that the demand is so high. I mean, we've been shipping a lot of products. So the fact that demand is still high says something about just sort of the product capability that's been captured by both Microsoft and Sony in this console cycle. We're continuing to ramp up production. We expect 2022 to be another strong growth year for consoles. If you look at the typical console cycle, the peak year is usually the fourth year typically, and so you would expect maybe 2023 would be the peak year." Now, obviously, the supply issues and, the big bad word that I can't say, the seasonality also has all been kind of screwed up and muted, quote unquote, to use her word. But she did say, quote, "But the overall point is, look, it's a great platform. We love the fact that so many users that are using AMD technology on the console platform, and will continue to ramp up supply. And from a seasonality standpoint, yes, seasonality does become more muted in this environment until we get to a sort of more normalized environment." But we're going to move on now to Nvidia. Yes, we are talking about all of the big three in this video today. And basically, this is regarding the RTX 3080 Ti mobile. And this is all thanks to videocards.com. You can, of course, find their article linked below. But the essence of this is that they have reached out to their sources and gotten some really interesting information on what's going on with the RTX 3080 Ti for mobile. And we're going to be seeing 16 Gbps GDDR6 memory, and this will be the very first mobile GPU to feature that particular memory configuration. And they also, thankfully, had a lot of other juicy details as well. So, as I already said, it is going to have that 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory, and we're also going to be seeing a maximum graphics power of 175 watts, which is 10 watts higher than its predecessor. And they were also keen to point out, however, that that max TGP is based on the configurable graphics power with the addition of Nvidia Dynamic Boost 2.0, which basically shifts power between the CPU and GPU. And they also did try to get some info on the RTX 3070 Ti, but unfortunately that one still is shrouded in mystery. They do know that it has 8 gigs of GDDR6, and there are samples of a max TGP, of up to 150 watts. And lastly, to finish up the video, I just want to briefly discuss Nvidia's CES event. We now know, of course, it's going to be happening 8 AM PT on Tuesday, January the 4th. So January the 4th is going to be a really busy day for everyone. I'm just going to make a couple of predictions as to what we're going to be seeing. I think it's a pretty reasonable chance that we're going to be seeing, the refreshes like the RTX 3090 Ti as well as the RTX 3080 Ti mobile and such things as that. I do not think we're going to be seeing anything to do with RTX 40, personally, but obviously, as Nvidia don't really tend to announce things that far in advance, and we've been hearing obviously that RTX 40 is not going to be until much later in the year, so I do not think we're going to be seeing at CES. We're going to see the usual smattering of, AI and that sort of thing from them, but we are going to be seeing gaming. That has been confirmed, but I do think that it's mostly going to be on the refreshes from Nvidia, but obviously, they are more than free to surprise me. Either way, I'm looking forward to CES. I think it's going to be really exciting, as a lot of long-rumored stuff is finally going to be solidified into fact. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, do remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just help out a great deal, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.